A rising star, a household name, known for his skill, determination, and seemingly unshakable character, D.T. Porter had it all. But behind the scenes, a much darker narrative was unfolding. One that would destroy his career and leave the world asking, what went wrong? This is the story of D.T. Porter's terrible crimes that brought everything crashing down. D.T. Porter, also known as Brian McGee, was a professional wrestler who gained recognition in the independent wrestling circuit. He competed in various promotions, often showcasing his athleticism and in-ring skills. While his wrestling career was not as prominent as those of some of the bigger names in the industry, he was respected by his peers and fans for his talent and dedication. Unfortunately, Porter's career was cut short due to his involvement in a tragic crime. His story serves as a stark reminder that even those who seem to have it all can be faced with devastating consequences. The 29-year-old, who wrestled under the names The Future, Donovan Ruddock, and D.T. Porter, was arrested after a police chase that ended in a car crash in 2012. Authorities revealed that McGee had been treated for injuries sustained in both the crash and a struggle with a police dog before he was taken into custody. The tragedy unfolded when deputies responded to an emergency call at around 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Upon arriving at the scene, they discovered 25-year-old McGahee lying in the street with multiple stab wounds to her neck and torso. Unfortunately, she succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. McGee was quickly identified as the prime suspect. Authorities say that despite breaking up a year prior, McGee and McGahee still maintained some form of contact. It remains unclear what led to the deadly altercation, but the severity of the crime shocked many. As police pursued McGee after the stabbing, they spotted his car and initiated a chase. The chase ended when McGee crashed his vehicle. Even after the crash, he reportedly refused to comply with police commands, forcing officers to release a police dog to apprehend him. McGee was then transported to a nearby hospital to treat his injuries before being taken into custody. What added to the disturbing nature of this incident was a post McGee allegedly made on Facebook shortly before his arrest. The post included a graphic image of what appeared to be a bloody body part, though authorities have not confirmed if it was connected to the crime. The unsettling post sent shockwaves through those who followed McGee online, as no one had anticipated something so horrific. McGee's wrestling career spanned a brief period from 2010 to 2012 with WWE. He was known for his imposing figure, standing at 6'6" and weighing around 251 pounds. His wrestling persona, D.T. Porter, was characterized as someone who had overcome childhood bullying and used his pain as motivation to dominate his opponents. His former wrestling colleagues, as well as fans, were left grappling with the tragic turn of events. At the time of his arrest, McGee's Facebook profile reflected the man behind the wrestling persona, including glimpses of his personal struggles. While his wrestling days were behind him, McGee had stayed connected to the wrestling world through social media. It was this connection that made his actions all the more shocking for those who followed him, as no one could have foreseen the violence that would erupt on that fateful night. Detectives are continuing their investigation into the murder, seeking to piece together the events leading up to McGahee's death. While the exact motive remains unclear, what's evident is that McGee and McGahee's relationship had a turbulent history, and their continued contact after breaking up could have played a role in the tragic incident. The story has since gained widespread attention, with many mourning the loss of McGahee and wondering what could have driven McGee to commit such a heinous act. As the legal process unfolds, more details about the case may come to light, but for now, the focus is on remembering McGahee and bringing justice for her untimely death. In the aftermath, people are reflecting on the complex nature of domestic relationships and the dangerous potential they hold when emotions spiral out of control. McGee's case serves as a stark reminder of how personal struggles, unresolved conflicts, and mental health issues can lead to tragic consequences. The wrestling community, still reeling from the news, has expressed their sorrow over the incident. While McGee's time in the ring may have been brief, his connection to WWE has made this case a topic of widespread discussion. Wrestling fans and former colleagues have shared their condolences for McGahee's family and expressed shock at McGee's actions. The case has also drawn attention to the importance of addressing the signs of violent behavior before it escalates. For many, the fact that McGee continued to communicate with McGahey despite their breakup raised red flags that may have been overlooked. As more details emerge, there will likely be conversations about what could have been done to prevent this tragedy and protect McGahey. As McGee awaits trial, the focus remains on honoring the memory of Bianca McGahey and ensuring justice is served. Her death has left a void in the lives of those who knew and loved her, and her story is now a heartbreaking example of how quickly life can change in the face of violence. The case is a chilling reminder that even those who seem to have overcome their past demons may still harbor unresolved anger and pain. In McGee's case, his wrestling persona, which drew upon his past experiences of bullying and torment, may have offered some insight into the man behind the mask. However, no one could have predicted that his inner struggles would manifest in such a devastating way. For now, the wrestling world and the general public are left grappling with the aftermath of this tragedy, hoping for answers and justice as the investigation continues. And there you have it, the shocking and tragic story of D.T. Porter, a man who once seemed to have overcome his past and was on the path to success, only to succumb to the very demons he had fought against. His rise in the wrestling world was cut short, not by an injury or lack of opportunity, but by a horrifying crime that shocked both the wrestling community and the wider public. The terrible act of violence that claimed the life of Bianca McGahey has left scars far deeper than anything seen in the wrestling ring. What makes this story even more tragic is the unresolved pain and turmoil that seemed to boil beneath the surface for McGee, the man behind the D.T. Porter persona. His ability to mask that pain with a powerful in-ring presence was not enough to keep it from manifesting in real life in such a destructive way. This case has left many with lingering questions. Could this tragedy have been avoided? Were there warning signs that went unnoticed? Well, while we may never fully understand what drove D.T. Porter to commit such a heinous crime, it serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of addressing emotional and mental health struggles before they escalate into violence. It also highlights the complexity of human relationships and the devastating consequences that can arise when things spiral out of control. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this story as impactful as we did, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any future content as we continue to explore the untold and often tragic stories from the world of wrestling. Stay tuned, and until next time, stay safe and take care of one another.